Hello and welcome to the S35 ISFL Draft. I'm CC, your host and button clicker for the night, and GM of the Ultimus Champions, the Chicago Butchers. Tonight I have with me a couple of wonderful co-hosts who will introduce themselves now.
Hello, I'm Pat. I'm one of the general managers for the Philadelphia Liberty. Since we're, talking about all cool things we did this season, my quarterback just won the Ultimate with Dallas. So, yeah. Um, and I will be reading for Philadelphia, Orange County, Yellowknife, and Arizona tonight.
Oh, that's the wrong thing. 1 second. I just
Good. I butchered that intro, so thank you.
You guys can keep going. Actually, go ahead.
Are we live? Is it me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm Russ Drives the Bus. I'm one of the general managers for the San Jose SaberCats. And I'm going to read for Honolulu, the Silverbacks of New York,
Dear God.
and the Berlin Fire Salamanders, and then the SaberCats.
I'm Snarly Dude, aka Cody. I'm the co-GM of the Philadelphia Liberty. If we're talking about cool things we did last season, I sent my corpse over to Chicago and won an Ultimus. And I feel very, very dirty saying it. I'll be reading for Baltimore, Colorado, Austin, and Nolans.
Okay. So the slideshow is not pointed to the right thing. I need to fix this. 1 second.
As he fixes it, Russ, did you do any cool things this past season?
I picked off some quarterbacks in the DSFL. That was pretty cool. And my player is a potato, so that's also very fun.
Hey, we got it.
Oh, see, that's all he needed. He needed to hear me talking about myself and say, that's enough.
Password. Potato's password.
Potato is the password. As it should be.
Okay, now I have to pull my draft notes up on the on my phone because I had to close the browser because it was showing on the stream.
Oh, baby.
All right.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah, this is only what, my third, fourth one?
Yeah, why
maybe
not?
Double that and I might start getting the hang of this. Okay, let's get started. Colorado's on the clock.
Are you streaming for us, CC?
Oh, I sure am not.
Pretty please.
Okay, beautiful. Now Colorado is on the clock.
Let's do it.
There we go. All right. The first pick in the Season 35 ISFL Draft, the Colorado Yeti select cornerback Anthony Stark, user Tayon Shavari, blah, 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 from the Bondi Beach Buccaneers. Tesla had this to say about Tayon. Hey, Bay. I've had the pleasure of sharing several servers with Tayon at this point. I'm comfortable saying he's a peach in all of them. When invited to Colorado, he quickly contributed as though he'd been there for years, and combined with his pre-existing relationships with our core, I knew he would get along great with the team. Combined with his highlight reel history in this league and his player filling a position of need, this was an easy slam dunk pick for us. He does still owe me a podcast, but we'll set up for being a baller on defense. So congratulations to Tayon for going to Colorado. Any thoughts on this user?
Tesla calling them a peach and also a baller in the same description just further, it's more proof to the fact that she's a programmed AI that's just way too nice.
Fair enough.
That's what I've got on this user.
So Xenos just sent me a screenshot of the part where it showed my draft notes and said I dropped this. Very cool.
Nice.
All right.
Nice. Tayon is great, and also I think one of our community mods on the Discord, super active and all over the place. So very deserving.
He's the mod head.
He is,
to be exact.
I'd believe that, and I should know that, but it is what it is.
All right. Next up, we have Orange County.
With the second overall pick in the Season 35 ISFL Draft, the Orange County Otters select cornerback Ace McAllister, user Bendover, otherwise known as Jamar. They had this to say about their pick. Glad to get a great user here at the second pick. We had a need at cornerback coming in, and we got a star to help anchor our defense going forward. His banking out is pretty pathetic, though.
Oh boy.
Jamar is also the greatest GM in Minnesota history. I don't know if anyone knew that.
Wow, that's a lofty claim because there are some pretty good ones in there. I don't know who, but there are some.
Wonder who you're talking about.
I don't know, man. Probably Cody. Yeah, Jamar's great, fantastic user, always around, has just like an immense amount of connections to this league and other leagues, so immensely helpful for them, like in the war room for scouting purposes and things like that, and earns TP like it's his actual job instead of going to college. So fantastic pick here. I think there were probably about 5 or 6 teams that thought, okay, if we can get him in the first round, then we're good for the rest of the draft. So
I know I was thinking that at pick 14, and I knew it was never going to happen.
Yeah, if he ended up at 14, I think we definitely would have had some concerns.
Cody, were you going to say something?
No, I was just saying everyone was kind of clamoring. It seemed like the top few picks here, everyone would be happy with kind of whoever they got. So congrats to Orange County for picking a great user.
Very true. All right, next up is Baltimore.
All right, with the third pick in the season 35 ISFL Draft, the Baltimore Hawks select cornerback Cobb Corning, user Stein. Temple had this to say about Stein. This may sound a bit corny, but this was a rock solid pick. Get it? Because Stein means rock in German. Cobb is going to improve our defense from the get-go, and if he continues to earn like he does, he'll be a star of the ISFL in no time. A phenomenal rookie season in the DSFL, and we hope you continue this for us in the ISFL. I apologize for those puns. I didn't need this coming in.
I wish I could be mad, but after all my Nickelback ones...
I'm never mad at puns.
And you know what? Stein would absolutely love all the puns. If you talk to him, that guy just throws out the corn puns nonstop.
He's about it. He's about
the render right there. Yeah, the render right there. I mean,
yeah. Also, probably one of the best renders we've seen in a hot minute. So original. Very good. Great user, too.
I knew nothing about Stein until I started scouting, and I got done with my conversation with him and went to my room, and I was like, if Stein is on the board at our pick, we're going with him. And everyone was like, oh, no, he's not going to be there.
Yeah.
I was like,
oh, yeah, I think he was mocked at 1 in a lot of places, but I never saw him lower than 3rd.
Yeah, I had him mocked at 1.
Yeah, he was at 1 in a lot. So
fantastic new user. You'd love it.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
Absolutely. All right, Yellowknife is on the clock.
With the 4th overall pick in the season 35 ISFL Draft, the Yellowknife Wraiths select running back. I practice this word. Kumquat Archipelago.
Nailed it.
This is user Reverend O'Reilly. Zoot, the GM for Yellowknife, had this to say. Running back was definitely the Wraiths' biggest need in this draft. I know Rev well from my time in Dallas, and when I scouted him, he was excited at the prospect of coming here. So this was a pretty easy pick. We are super stoked to have him as part of the team and have high hopes for his player. I just want to add also, Rev is just one of those top tier users in the league, just super friendly. I don't know anybody who has anything bad they could ever say about Rev. I've kind of known him pretty well. Apparently Cody does.
Oh. I bet Sebster does too.
But yeah, his last player, Richard Leaking, was a great cornerback for, well, okay, great's selling it a little much, but he was a cornerback.
He was a cornerback, yes. He did good stats.
He did. But no, Rev definitely deserved pick here. Top 5 is, where you belong. So congratulations.
His last player almost joined me and Cody on the Ultimus winning Butchers team, but OCO would not trade him, so we had to go get someone else. Ended up getting Andrews, which I think it worked out for us. So
in your infinity gauntlet of GMs.
Yep.
True.
It's the secret. We've cracked it.
It's the sauce.
Yep.
Yeah, great pick here, Rev's great user. Like you said, I don't think anyone has anything bad to say about him. He's a good earner. And I wish nothing but the best in Yellowknife.
Nothing bad except Rev stinky.
Except that.
Rev is stinky.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Next up we have Pat and Cody's Philadelphia Liberty.
With the 5th overall pick in the ISFL Draft, the Philadelphia Liberty select offensive lineman, Swantavius Payne. This is user Swanty. The GMs had this to say. Get it? Because I'm one of the GMs. Okay.
Wow.
Hilarious.
No,
I don't endorse this. I don't endorse this.
Swanty, obviously, if you are new here, he's the commissioner of the league currently. But I got to know him really well, about a year and a half ago when we started working together on the sim transfer to the new version of the sim we use, and just one of my favorite people I've met in this league. We coming in, offensive line wasn't really the biggest need for us in this draft, but just the locker room presence of Swanty made up for, we can always use more offensive line. So, we had to take that pick there.
I don't think there would have been a single team in the league that would have been sad about picking Swanty.
True, but I would have a philosophical question for us as the hosts. Are we required to say reach since it's the commish?
I don't know.
It's not a GM, but
that's a very good question.
I think we should just in case.
Yeah, just in case. All right.
Let's do it all together. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3.
Reach for sure.
There we go.
Listen to that enthusiasm.
Good work.
Wait, do we have to boo since the commissioners and the NFL does?
Yeah, boo, Swanty, boo.
You're so stupid sexy.
Oh.
All right. Next up, we have Austin.
All right, with the 6th pick in the Season 35 ISFL Draft, the Austin Copperhead select defensive end draft steal. I believe is it Trone? Is that how you say it, Trone?
I have no
Trone
idea.
is how I've always said it. Never even asked.
Buccaneers. I'm confident I have this to say. With our first pick, we were looking to improve our defense, and the opportunity to bring back Trone was too good to pass up. Trone was an Austin lifer on his last player. He earned spectacularly, and he writes some of the best media of anybody. And we knew we had to bring him back. Welcome back, Trone.
Yeah,
I don't know
fantastic.
Trone. I don't know Trone very well, but I know that our scout that reached out to him had good things to say. So
yeah, I had a good talk with Trone, and his last DU was super good too. So he knows a thing or two about it, and that's he's gonna bring that expertise to the Copperheads.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You bring players back that want to come back. It's always good. Let's do that and keep a user happy and active. Great pick for Austin.
All right, Russ, your Saber Kitties are on the clock.
Excuse me, it's Saber Cats. And at pick 7, we went with Owen Farrell, our quarterback of the future. User is Asked Madden, and he is from Scotland. So he is a fantastic user that came in, I think S25, I believe, to the Sabercats, and he was quickly rising on my favorite people in the league and has stayed there forever. He's a gem to have. He's great in the war room, helps me scout, and just an overall positive human, and going to be a TP machine for us at quarterback. So we're super happy to get this locked up. And I really hope that he heard that and stayed awake for that. If not, he can catch it later. But
yeah, it worked perfectly.
Oh, thank goodness.
After much
we love
S
Madden. He does everything. He's the audit head now. He's an HO intern, I think. Still, I don't know if he's full-time HO, but he is just fantastic. I love him so much. He knows it. And I love Scottish players, so I collect them like the Infinity Gems as well. So this was a no-brainer for us.
I was happy to see him go back home to San Jose.
Me too. There was no chance we were going to risk it on even like trading back or doing anything weird like that. We were just take him now and not mess with it. So we're more than stoked on this.
I think that was the fastest pick I've ever seen San Jose.
Yeah.
I think it was less than a minute.
Yeah, all right.
Well, yeah, it wasn't 14 hours between picks.
Because I'll tell you why. It's because he wasn't there to be asleep for our pick because he's in Scotland.
Oh.
So he wasn't in our worm. So easy.
Well, now I don't like the pick.
Yeah. You love the pick. That's a good point. And speaking of loving a pick, I bet New York loves their pick at number 8. And they selected Regina Ferraro, user Baron 1898. They had this to say: we were shocked to see Baron slip all the way to our pick, as we viewed them as a top 3 selection in the draft. With her insane media being some of the best we've ever seen in the ISFL, which is very true. And with Baron being a very decent conversation in any interaction, they had to take her here. And with their aging safety core, they're thrilled to be able to bring them someone of Baron's caliber to the Big Apple. Yeah, fantastic. Baron, she put out like this just monster. I think it was, what was it, like the history of the draft or something like that, or trades, I think.
It was like the longest trade in ISFL history, or started.
Or history of trades, yeah.
And
it was absolutely nuts. She came to me and asked me about some of our trades back in the day. And
me too.
Unfortunately for her, she definitely had to deal with a lot of we don't know, or not sure how that happened, but
that's exactly what she got from me too.
Same from us. And I have CK who was here for it all. So she put together a lot of stuff here.
That article series was just probably the first time I've ever opened up a media article here and been like, "You're God."
Yeah,
it is insane.
She's
pretty incredible stuff.
A great pick for New York. This was a hot debate in the Philly War Room. Pat can attest to that.
Yeah, I see. Joe Brooker said, "What a steal," and I have to agree with that.
Yeah, fair.
Baron at 8 is nasty pick.
For sure.
And next up, we have, speaking of nasty teams, let's talk about Sumsay's team.
Got him, stinky Sumsay.
All right, with the 9th pick in the Season 35 ISFL Draft, the New Orleans second line select linebacker Carissa Van Kampen, user Mir/Hannah, I think, as well. Some say this to say, this class had a ton of excellent, well-known users in this class, so we're pretty confident in getting one with this pick. I didn't expect that one of my favorite users in this class would be a brand new one to the ISFL. We had an amazing conversation about sim leagues, the lore behind players and history, even more before even getting to the scouting conversation itself. I just knew that we had to bring someone with Hannah's energy and excitement to the team. We're extremely happy to take her with this pick. Yeah, she kind of flew up on everyone's boards, it seemed like, in the last...
Absolutely.
Up the draft.
As people started to scout her, they started to realize, oh, this is different.
Yeah, we had her high on our board. We were really hoping she would fall to us later in the first round, and New Orleans got a really good pick.
Dude.
She's really gonna make some energy. Yeah,
it was nuts. Yeah, after starting to scout her, I was like, there was a rumor somewhere that Baltimore was thinking about taking her, and I was like, well, that's kind of wild. And then I scouted her and I was like, oh no, okay, I get
it makes sense.
It makes total sense.
I was hoping
super good conversation.
I was hoping that nobody else had like as good of a conversation as I did, and I was like, maybe at 14. And then I saw you, Russ, your media that you put out, your mock draft. I was like, shit.
Yeah, dude, the cat was out of the bag at that point.
Yep.
So
yeah, great. One of the best conversations I had this scouting process.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, for sure. Hopefully, the cat was out of the bag, but she'll remember that the cat also crawled back into its blanket cocoon.
What are you
That's
trying
what we
to
talked
say?
about. That's what we talked about in our scouting conversation.
All right.
Those were words. Those were words.
Yeah, dude. Just let it be. Just let it be. Great pick.
Okay, now Sarasota is on the clock, and they are going to select my friend Swantavius King, user Mag. I was I saw this coming. I gotta admit.
Yeah.
But so they had this to say about this pick. Our S35 draft board had one player rated well above the rest, and that player was Swantavius King. The user behind King, Mag, is one of the most beloved users in the league and someone we've wanted to bring to Sarasota for ages. I can attest to that. They've been trying to trade for Juan Demeen for probably 5 or 6 seasons. They went on to say he provides so much more to a team than just the dot on the screen. With this pick, we fill a need at kicker, but we add a powerful force to the locker room for several seasons to come. Simply put, Mag is magnificent. And I would have to agree with that.
Yeah, Mag's a great person, great user. We really like Mag. If we didn't have so many holes to fill, might have been up at the 5 pick there.
Mhm.
So, and he's going, Sarasota's the best teams in the league, and you get those luxury picks where you don't need many holes to fill and you get a great user. It's a win-win-win.
I believe he is actually, I don't know if he's going to stick with it, but he's gunning to set the all-time points scored record.
Yep.
So
that is the goal. I was almost kind of happy to see this pick because
made your decision easier.
Yeah, there was no way we could pick Mag because he wanted an instant call up, and we have the reigning kicker of the year in Levy Tate. And we were talking in the war room. We were like, if Mag makes it to our pick, it's going to be so sad having to pass up on him. So it's nice that they took him before we had to cry about that. But let's move on to Arizona's pick.
With the 11th overall pick in the season 35 ISFL draft, the Arizona Outlaws select cornerback, Outlaw Mode Sicko, user Hot Dog. Simo had this to say: Hot Dog's last player, DB Jadakiss. I'm gonna take a quick aside. I love the player naming he does here with hip hop rap stars. Jadakiss was an Arizona Outlaw for his full career. When we saw he made a player with Outlaw in his name, we really didn't even bother scouting him. I mean, we probably should have in hindsight, but anyways, I hope he liked it here. If he didn't want to come back, well, tough. A little bit of humor there, but Hot Dog is also a GM in the SHL. I believe he's still GM's Atlanta over there. If you ever talked to Hot Dog, he's hilarious, super super funny, friendly guy. Made it pretty upfront when we talked to him that he wasn't gonna force his way back to Arizona, but the Outlaw in the name was kind of meant to be a hint.
Exactly.
So happy for him that he gets to go back to the team that him originally, and great pick here for Arizona.
I've also got to give it up to the Arizona GMs for conforming to the D-bad rule with this pick.
True. Good on them.
All right. Next up is the Fire Salamanders.
Yes. I'm a little tripped up right now because I just read somewhere in the Discord that someone was shocked that I sound like a normal person. So
they thought you have so many jobs. They thought you were just a shriveled little nerd,
just an actual robot. Okay, but I do have a job to do with my normal voice, and it is to announce that at pick 12 in the first round, the Fire Salamanders selected Johnny Delusional, user BJK Man. They have this to say: they enjoyed their scouting conversation. Super fun person to have in your locker room, and they're successful with their last kicker, and they hope that they can continue to be successful with Johnny Delusional. This was one that, when I did my mock draft, I was up and down on whether I should have him in the first or not, and there were some questionable choices here and there, but the scouting conversation with them and the success they had with their last player was like pretty clear that they're a first round guy. It was just more of a, do teams, go with some other higher profile players, but not a bad pick here at all. We liked our conversation with BJ as well.
Yep, good user.
Yeah, I had a good chat with BJ. Yeah,
same.
He's high up on our board as well. We knew he was gonna be a first round pick. Really liked him.
Wow. Okay.
I know. Hot take.
Got him, Russ.
Got me.
All right, let's see which Philly GM reads this next one.
That's bad. I'm not reading for Philly.
I'm terrible.
Jesus. Okay. All right.
Ouch.
With the 13th overall pick in the ISFL draft, the Philadelphia Liberties select tight end, American Boot, user Xenos the Legend. Xenos' last player, Jake Fenkick, was a star kicker turned wide receiver for us in Philly. I believe he won wide receiver of the year, kicker, and punter of the year, all in the same player. So we had a shot to bring him back here at 13, at a position of future need, we knew we just had to pull the trigger. If you haven't had a chance to spend time in a chat with Xenos, you are definitely missing out, as he is definitely one of the most unique users. And I bet he will share some great memes or GIFs with you if you ask nicely. Or even if you don't ask, he'll probably just share some weird stuff from the bowels of the internet.
Fair.
So Xenos, we're very happy to have you back in Philadelphia.
I know nothing about Xenos except for the fact that he flamed me at the beginning of the stream. So
On purpose.
have fun with
and
that.
as you should. That's all you need to know it's a quality user.
True.
They're solid with the media too. I know when I was scouting them, they were actually working on like this huge media to put out right before the payout bonus deadline. So that they can get that money too. Xenos, I had a fun chat with Xenos.
Yeah, I like him.
Well, you better.
That's all I'm saying about him. I like him.
You better.
All right.
And speaking of liking someone, this one hurts me, but it's great for the Salamanders.
Hold on a second. With pick 14, the Chicago Butchers are selecting a trade.
True. I guess they did do that.
They did do that. A 3-team trade at that.
Look at
Very
this.
exciting.
Look at all these colors.
All right. So as you
Wow.
can see, the Hot Lizzies got Chicago's 14 overall, the last pick in the first round, and Sarasota's round 3 pick, while Chicago comes away with Sarasota's next year first rounder. And Sarasota gets wide receiver, I believe, Nick Capricorn Jr., who's former GM of Berlin several seasons ago, one of the founding GMs. I can't speak as to why the other teams traded, but Chicago made this trade because we, like I said, there were a lot of people we had high on our board, and they all went. There were some more that we considered, but at 14 overall, the Sarasota pick next year can't get worse than 14 overall. So we're banking on them maybe having a worse year.
That's what you think.
Getting us a better pick. So yeah, that's where we're at. But Russ, now is your time.
Sure. So with this newly acquired 14th pick that no one knew they had, they chose to select a running back, Rab the Crab, user Lance Jack. And they said DeWalt had the opportunity to scout Lance when they created their first player and was very impressed with him back then. So that while he wasn't able to draft them then, he's excited they had the opportunity to trade up and grab one of the highest available TP players left in the draft. Lance should be able to see the field early in their career and contribute to the Lizzies right away.
DeWalt is in the chat ruining our immersion, saying it wasn't an actual 3-team trade.
Beautiful. Good for him. Lance, this one kills me every time because the Scots love each other and they love to bag on each other a lot. But Lance was really excited about maybe the opportunity to play in San Jose with some of our Scottish players. And there's just really no way we could make it happen, which hurts us, but it's fantastic for him because it's a great situation for him in Berlin. So he can just continue to bag on Ask Madden from across the divisions.
All you had to do is give me a first-round pick, and I would have considered it.
Well, how could I? Okay, interesting.
I
would. There's some calculus involved there, but sure.
My favorite thing about this pick is I know Colorado is banking on. They were so happy to see him there, and my favorite thing was as soon as the trade went through, Colorado knew who Berlin was taking,
happening,
and they immediately put their pick on the block for a second.
Oh no! Oh no!
Can we just appreciate how cute that render is, by the way?
Yeah, that really is a pretty fantastic little fella. He's ready to pinch for sure. He's going to pinch.
All right. So, Colorado is now on the clock, as I said.
Yes, with the 15th pick in the Season 35 ISFL Draft, the Colorado Yeti select tight end Finista, user Finista, Efi. Okay, I may not be there in person, but I'm in spirit, so I'm going to claim a steel card here for Efi or Effie. I'm not sure I'm saying that. Effie. Most active and delightful members of the Yeti who were thrilled to see made it back to us here in a second. Honestly, he has felt like a part of the team all throughout this past season. To know we got to keep his energy around is too exciting for words.
Yes.
F is a great user. I believe we had him in Minnesota once when me and Jamar were GMing. Awesome user. Former HO too, I think, or DSFL HO at least.
He's a current rookie mentor as well on my team, the Rookie Mentors.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I do appreciate that his tight end is the blocking archetype. And we talked about that when he first created, and that was kind of just an exciting thing. He was probably the first one I've seen to do it with the new changes. So he's being a trailblazer, hopefully, for the position.
Good for him.
Blaze them trails. Get them cakes.
All right. Next up, Orange County is on the clock.
With the 16th overall pick in the Season 35 ISFL Draft, the Orange County Otters select cornerback Donatello McTurtle. This is user Ben. Bowl had this to say: "We were thrilled to get another turtle here in the second round and an area of need in a secondary. Ben is a great user, and we love having him in the Tijuana locker room and are looking forward to what he can do in Orange County." So this is now the third McTurtle that is going to hang out in Orange County. If you're not familiar with Ben, he's super old school. He's a legend at Tijuana. God, he's either New Zealand or Australian. He's going to hurt me for not knowing which one. He's one of those places. And just a great dude. If you've never had a chance to talk to him, you're missing out. Just say that. So this is a really cool pick for Orange County. I'm happy for him to grab another McTurtle.
I was about to ask if they already have one.
They're collecting them all.
They've got two. They've got Raphael and Leonardo.
Right. They got both of them.
This is a game of collecting. That's what this league is about. You got to find something to collect and then do it, and that's how you win.
Pat, I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to need you to make a declaration, whether it's Australia or New Zealand.
Yes.
New Zealand.
Okay.
New Zealander.
New Zealand. All right. We'll see if he appreciates that or is angry. But next up, we have Baltimore.
Yes. With the 17th pick in the ISFL Draft, the Baltimore Hawks select safety Tijuana. User Al Gringo from the Tijuana Luchadors. This was an instant pick. I mean, who doesn't like a good titty? Honestly, this was really an instant pick because we had some inside information. I really wish I read these ahead.
It's better this way.
Yeah, one of his best mates is part of a war room and told us we couldn't go wrong with this pick. No more do you need to make a pick decision. Titty will partner up with our star safety Pasta. It'll be an awesome partnership for the next couple seasons.
Wow, Titty Pasta in the secondary. That's wild.
Yeah.
Look out for Baltimore.
Yeah.
Gringo's fantastic. He was drafted in S22 to the Sabercats with me when I was drafted, and we've been buddies the whole way, and he was great for us. Lasted a super long time, and then recreated, and we thought we could maybe he slides a little bit, and we can pick him in the second, but it did not happen that way.
I know I say this a lot, but really just one of my favorite users that I've gotten to know in ISFL. Al is hilarious. Just a fun dude to talk to.
Is he Absolutely. A WSBL GM, Pat?
He is, or
was.
Maybe is moving up in the world,
maybe.
I think, too.
Maybe. I don't know. I thought I remembered his name over there. But anyway, next up we have Yellowknife.
With the 18th overall pick, the Yellowknife Wraiths select running back, or more specifically, fullback, Adebayo Akinfenwa, user P Money. Zoot had this to say: "This was another easy pick for us. As a former GM here, we all love P Money and are excited to have him back in the family. We've never had a fullback on the roster, but he will complement our first pick, Kumquat Archipelago." I said it right twice in a row.
Nice.
Perfectly. Money is just
Money.
He is. That's the best way to put it. Just a sweetheart. A legendary GM, I think, retired with 100 wins and 2 championships. up there in Yellowknife. Just great pick here. I think this one made a lot of sense in multiple ways for the team, and very happy to see him go back home in a way.
We actually, in San Jose, had tried to trade up, I think with a couple teams, to get above Yellowknife here to take him. Fullback is a need for us. He wants to be a fullback, so it seemed it was going to be a great fit, but we couldn't get a deal done, unfortunately, and he didn't come our way. But yeah, Money is a fantastic user. He's everywhere in the league, does some great media. I know he's excited about mock drafts being back. He and I sort of workshopped a mock together and talked it out. It was a good time.
Pat, it's interesting that you had more trouble with Archipelago than this name, I gotta say.
It's all just right there. There's nothing crazy about this name.
I have no response. You are
Say it
correct.
like it's spelled. Easy.
All right.
You got it.
All right. Next up, we have Honolulu.
Hey, I'm reading this one.
Hey.
This is Honolulu's first pick in this draft, and they are going to select a wide receiver, Leak Mahanus, user Brooker. Their notes say Brooker is hoping to put together a Hall of Fame career, and no better place to do it than Honolulu, they say. They've set some big goals, and they're excited to have him join them and make an impact on their future. I mean, I could think of a couple places better for a Hall of Fame career, but it is what it is.
Couldn't even get 1,000 yards in the DSFL.
I was about to say that's heart crushing, being 1 yard away. Just reach your arms out.
Yeah, that's actually kind of more special, I think, than 1,000.
You don't notice all those 1,000-yard plus guys. You notice the 999.
Yeah, you're like, dang, look at that. He could have been great.
I just scrub.
No, good user here though. I think a lot of history.
Brooker has some history with Chicago, and I've only ever heard good things about him from the old timers in Chicago. So,
and boy, they are old.
Here. Boy, they sure are.
They got lawns to take care of.
All right. Next up, we have Austin.
With the 20th overall pick in the ISFL draft, we have a trade. Another trade. Yes, Austin traded with Arizona. Austin received a pick via Berlin for the season 35 round 2 pick, 26th overall pick, and then Arizona's 3rd round pick 39, and Arizona receives this pick 20, which Pat will read.
And with this pick, the Arizona Outlaws select wide receiver Swantavius Torch, user Hortle. Simo had this to say: Hortle is a great friend of a lot of players on the Arizona team, and someone I've had a lot of time to get to know. He wrote something different, but
no, say it. Say what he said.
Okay, fine. Simo, wow. I don't know what this means, but you said someone I've had a lot to do with.
There you go.
I don't know if that's an Australian thing.
I said
just let it be.
I said it might be an Australian saying.
Just let it float.
But no, they don't. I don't think they speak English in Australia, so I'm not quite sure. It's not his first language.
They're gonna go sculling together and throw another prawn on the barbie.
There you go. There you go. That's exactly what he wrote. That's in the notes.
I'm sure all of our Australian users will appreciate all that.
Yes.
No, I'm going to be ostracized now.
He continues to say, when we had the opportunity for a trade up to grab one of the best blokes around, there's more Australian speak, it was just impossible to say no, and to get to play with him on another Sim League team. We are looking forward to all the seasons ahead. Hortle is awesome. He was on our team in Philadelphia for many seasons on his last player as offensive lineman. I know that his biggest goal with this player is just to be a returner. So he's, I think, the only return specialist archetype wide receiver in the league right now, which is really cool. I love those.
Yeah, the unique.
Love those unique guys.
Mm-hmm.
And very happy for Arizona and for Hortle here to go to a good team.
Yep.
And really, look at those numbers for DSFL. I mean, he's not even capped, and those are pretty solid.
It's
no
solid number.
It's no 999, but
it's not a 999, and it's not 6 touchdowns. So
right,
it is what it is, but it's pretty decent for a returner.
All right, Russ, you're back up.
It's me again, and the SaberCats, who drafted a quarterback in the 1st round, got to protect him in the 2nd round. So we went with offensive lineman, Pilot Red Sun, user Jimmy64. I had a fun little convo with Jimmy, and he's a vet. He's been around for a long while. Offensive line is definitely a position we're going to need. Yaya Ding Dong is aging gracefully. We did pick one up last year in the draft as well, so we're trying to sort of load up there and protect our quarterback of the future and get Panda some help while he becomes an old man. So it made plenty of sense for us here.
When you said Ding Dong was aging, were you talking about Ding Dong or the user?
I'm confused. I think this is a joke.
CK old.
He do be old. Yes, my co-GM, for those who don't know, has been the co-GM for 5 actual years since the league
IRL
started.
years.
So he's been around for a minute. But I actually think he's younger than everyone in this chat.
Really?
Yeah, I believe he's actually
everyone in the call.
I think he's 6 years old.
He has the personality of a 50-year-old.
All right, let's not slander my GM here.
I love CK.
No, great.
Anyway,
great.
Jimmy, great. We like Jimmy.
That's a
Jimmy
great
great,
value
yeah.
here.
I think so too, and Jimmy has some history with a couple of these boys, I believe.
I think.
Yeah, he was kind of, when we came in, we took over in Philly in season 26. He was basically the third GM for the first few seasons there, kind of helped us right the ship. And
he was the Norfolk GM at the time, right?
Yeah,
I believe
and
we
love Jimmy. Great guy, great user, great pick.
Yeah, crazy to see him here. I think I put him in my mock in the first round. So great value. I don't say it often, Russ, but good pick.
Wow, thank you. We appreciate it.
All right, Yellowknife is back on the clock.
With the 22nd pick, the Yellowknife Wraiths select wide receiver Maximilian Hamilton, user Isidore94. They have this to say? Well, we have 4 wide receivers on the roster currently. Only one is active and not regressing. So we were looking to grab another pass catcher, and our Tijuana scout said good things about Hamilton. When he was still on the board, this made for another easy pick, and we look forward to seeing him in race colors in the near future. Isidore, I believe, is a long-time user, actually, who just kind of came back after a break. And I can say I've got to spend time with him in Tijuana. Very active in the locker room, hypes up people during games. All around, just a great dude. So this is, like Z was saying, the wide receiver core needs to get younger with Kai Sakura and Mark Walker being old. So smart, good pick for him here.
CK old.
Hey now, just in spirit.
In spirit, yes. All right. Next up, we have the New Orleans second line.
Yeah, with the 23rd overall pick, the New Orleans second line select linebacker Coddle Mata. I don't know if I'm saying that correct, but user Guitar Master, the Bonnet Beach Buccaneers. Some say this to say with our second pick, we were handcuffed in taking GM, and we took GM. So known as Guitar Master.
It's an interesting choice.
It's not the direction we really want to go, but sometimes it'd be like that. In all seriousness, we did have to pick him here, but we wouldn't want it any other way. I'm happy to be co-GMing with him and look forward to seeing how far we can take Nola and our own players. Yeah, I've known Guitar Master for a while. Great guy, good user.
Agreed.
It was one of those teams that seems to almost be there every season, so hopefully with their picks this draft, they can kind of bounce back up and get back in the playoffs and
They don't have to get back into playoffs.
Well, I'm not in the ASF, so I'm good. They can make the playoffs all they want.
I mean, maybe not all they want. Anyway, this is in fact a reach. So get after that. That's a big reach right there, boy. GM for GM.
Huge reach.
You
can see Glims is not happy about this pick in the chat.
Fair.
If only Glims could have seen this coming.
Call out your real GM.
All right. Next up is Sarasota, and they are going to select defensive tackle, Mr. Freddy, user C. Freddy. And they said, it shouldn't be too much of a surprise to note that Freddy caught our attention early on in the draft process since his username was already sea-themed and perfect for our underwater roster at DT. His player will slot right into our defensive roster. Also, the many boomers in our war room who are humongous entertainment fans are over the moon to be able to welcome Mr. Freddy Fish to Sarasota. if that was references, I didn't get any of them.
Yeah.
Wow, you
it's
don't know
open.
Freddy Fish?
Yeah. Get out of here.
Oh wait,
Get
the
outta here.
the computer game. Yeah. Got it.
Oh my
Sorry,
goodness.
it
That's the
takes
first
me a
thing I
minute.
said when I-
Doodles.
It
the
takes
first thing I
me a
said when I
minute.
saw this pick. Freddy Fish.
You gotta catch worm doodles, bro.
Um,
Freddy Fish.
I was really hoping Freddie would drop a little bit, and maybe Chicago could get him later, because when I first reached out, Freddie said that he was actually IA and wasn't gonna earn, and then like a few hours later, he was like, "You know what? Never mind.
Just kidding.
Hit me with these questions,"
Nice.
which you love to see. So,
You do love to see that.
all right. Next up are the Hot Lizzies.
Big Hot Lizzies, and they picked, I'm not going to rhyme with that, being appropriate. They picked a wide receiver at 25. They picked Ollie O'Donnell, user Phalanx. Their notes say Phalanx is another recreate. That's a very astute observation. We are excited to get an experienced user at this pick with a ton of upside to help build the future of the team. It has potential to be one of the best picks in the draft, they say.
I think it's possible.
And I mean, it is possible. They didn't get picked by me, so it's not true, but it's possible, I guess. But look at those yards. That's a productive
Yeah.
little fella.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
productive.
Flex is my former SMJHL GM and former butcher on his last player. Flex is cool, very reliable. So,
That's what you need. At a pick like this, in a draft like this, you might as well.
yep, very true. All right, Copperheads are on the clock.
All right. With the 26th overall pick, the Austin Copperheads select quarterback Queen Elizabeth II.
Reach.
Reach again, bro.
Another reach.
This might be the worst of
Yikes.
all of them.
Yeah, yikers.
Sadly, we have made a massive mistake. In the second round, we have selected Queen Elizabeth II. I'm not really sure what we're thinking. Clearly, Austin has gone to shit if we're drafting users like Frazzle. God help Austin. I think these are sensible decisions. God help Austin. God save
I hope
him.
Frazzle wrote his own notes there.
That was UC.
Yeah, Frazzle. Great guy.
We love Fraz, another Scott. We love
Yeah.
the Scots. He's actually in the Council of Scots.
Eh,
If you don't know, you won't know.
I don't know if I'd
But
say great guy.
Definitely a reach.
My dad's
He's-
name's Scott. Can I
He's
get
a
in?
guy.
Absolutely not.
Oh, shit.
All
We
right.
love Fraz. We love Fraz.
Again,
Well,
reach.
Well, I don't know.
We
I
as
don't know
in
about
me.
Okay, there you go.
The royal we, clearly.
we have a lot of arguments about Scottish soccer teams. So,
Oh, that's because you have shit taste.
okay. Too far. Let's move on. Philadelphia's on the clock.
All right, and with the 27th overall pick, the Philadelphia Liberty select.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh, no. What a reach, dude. And this
Reach.
render, bro.
Yeah, that's
Terrible.
disgusting. Did you choose that, Cody?
Nope, but I'm happy they made it.
Okay.
I think. What did I say? Oh, what did I say? No, I put something. I just said Leighton Vander Esch, but evil looking or something like that.
Oh,
I can't
yeah,
remember what I
that's-
said.
This is great.
Great
This
job,
is
Moosey. Great job, Moosey.
Thank you, Moosey. Yeah, I mean, Pat, you want to talk this one up?
No, I wanna-
don't.
I wanna
Nope,
hear-
Okay.
nope,
I
nope.
want to hear Cody talk about himself.
Okay, well, this is Barry Badman. My last player, Gary Goodman, I had to go the opposite spectrum of that and become a bad man. So yeah, this
I
is
love
on
it.
Portland. Yeah, had to get stuck in Philly again for another career. And I'm drafted tight end here, but I recently switched to linebacker, back to linebacker with the bad man.
I was about to
Because
say,
we
are you guys
drafted-
going to be
yeah, we
running
drafted
4
tight end.
tight end fronts out there?
Right. Well, when we come into this draft, we're like, I'm going to start off as tight end, and we'll see what happens, and I'll swap to basically whatever we need. And 'tis the life of a GM. So, kids, if you're
Yep.
out there for your GM, you do not get to pick your future position that often.
Very true. I went from cornerback,
Or
said
if
I was never going to play DB again. Now I'm a safety. So,
Yeah. Or if you're Pat, you're never going to pick your position.
yeah.
Nope.
All right.
So, yeah. Bust. Major bust.
Speaking
Beautiful
of-
mustache. Major bust.
Speaking of reaches, with the last pick in the second round, the Ultimates winning Butchers select cornerback Art Deco or Deco.
Art Deco, you
Deco?
uncultured swine.
As soon as I said it, I realized.
Oh, brother.
Well,
Freddie Frisch would have taught you this if you played it when you were younger.
okay. User Crody Man. This is my co-GM, my boy. Crody is awesome.
Our boy.
My boy. This has been a pretty boring draft so far for Chicago, and what's more boring than picking a GM? Cody's been GMing with me for a couple seasons now, 2, 3, I don't remember. And I've got to say that it's been a pretty successful run. We won a ring this season. Have I mentioned that this stream?
No.
Yeah, Cody's one of my favorite people in the league, so I'm really happy that we get to keep the Crodester in Chicago.
Yep, Crody the goatee.
Yep, Sim Master.
Just trust in the process.
Exactly.
Don't ask questions. Just let him sim.
That's what we've been doing for many seasons now. He's just a
winner. That's what he does.
He feels it in his veins, and then he wills us to win. But
he gets a little sloshed, fires up his computer, knocks out some sims.
Exactly. All right. Next up is Colorado.
Moving on to the third round. Now that we got all the GM picks out of the way,
we can get exciting again.
Yeah, we can get exciting again. Get rid of these scrubs. All right, with the 29th overall pick, the Colorado Yeti select fullback triple option user Alaris from Tijuana Luchadors. So this is Alaris is one of my favorite general managers over at SMJHL, where he's done a good job with the Nevada Battleborn alongside Skoldpador. Find out the solid answers to all of our scouting questions and the fact that I'd be happy to be Yeti, and we were happier to make this happen. Looking forward to seeing what he can do for our offense down the road. I had a good conversation with Alaris as well. He's kind of one of those ones where third round, maybe he'll slide down a little bit. We can pick him up, get a good user. I wish him all the best in Colorado.
Yes, Solaris is fantastic. They're my teammate in WSBL on Mexico City Quetzals. So
I love that his render is literally
a gaming chair.
It's not just a gaming chair; it's his SHL player's gaming chair that he lost. So now there's some story where he can't find his gaming chair.
And his gaming chair is just going to be out here. It's out here going to be catching heat bombs.
It's hilarious. I love it.
Also, let's talk about those DSFL stats.
Well, I was about to mention it. I don't think you said it, but Alaris is a fullback. So
yep, fullback. Yeah, so they don't put all the.
Yeah, they should have put little pancakes on.
Yeah, they should have put some pancakes in
there. To be fair, you should always put pancakes in there.
True.
Nothing wrong with pancakes.
All right, Oko is on the clock, and I know you guys love it when I say Oko.
I think everyone hates it because you're the only one that says it.
With the 30th pick in the draft, the Orange County Otters select offensive lineman Trench Warfare. This is user Hoppy75. This to say, we are very happy to get Hoppy here. Oh man, the Mystic chance for a good pun. Hoping to have him be the foundation of our offensive line for the future. Hoppy was a longtime player in Arizona on his last player, Fergus Callahan Jr., defensive tackle, was a very good earner. And, I kind of faded away from the league, but decided to come back. So I'm happy to see him be here and go in the third round. So great pick for Orange County.
We love a comeback story.
Absolutely. Next up, we have the Hawks.
With the 31st overall pick in the ISFL Draft, the Baltimore Hawks select punter, a kick de football. User I am Slim 22. What a great pick. He was destined to become a kicker with a name or a soccer football player. Either way, we're very happy to pick him here at 31. Slim is actually GM Hall of Famer for the work he did at Baltimore. We're very happy to have him back in Baltimore.
A geek.
Very good. Very good player name.
Anytime
No
I love kicker names.
The only time I don't like it is whenever they end up switching positions and they still have their kicker name.
Yep.
Yeah, then it gets a little weird.
That's what I hope for every time I see one of those, is that they end up like offensive line.
Of course, that's what you want.
Yes.
All right. The Wraiths are up next.
With the 32nd pick, the Yellowknife Wraiths select wide receiver Calvin Spiff. This is user Dom FFL. They said, I had a great scouting conversation with Calvin, and well, we still needed pass catchers because of our aforementioned old men out there. So we were happy to pick him up here with the hopes that he can fill out our receiving core in the near future. I think Dom came over from the fantasy football Reddit that Tuba was kind of recruiting people from pretty hardcore last season. So hopefully he sticks around and becomes a contributor there in Yellowknife.
Yeah, I think this could be a sneaky good pick for sure. I think Dom's going to start to pick it up.
Bailey
and, get earning.
Bailey was the one that scouted Dom, and he fell in love. He was trying to get us to take Dom at 14 overall, but we just couldn't pass up that trade.
Whoa. Yeah, I think this could be a steal, especially in the third round.
Yep, absolutely. I figured Dom was a second rounder, so this is awesome for Yellowknife.
Yep.
Next up is the second line.
With the 33rd overall pick in the ISFL draft, the second line select kicker punter Alfonso Dos Santos, user Toivo. Toivo is an old school member of Sim Leagues and has been around for a long time. Spent a lot of time on the Northern second line with previous players already. Toivo is one of the most consistent, independent users, always active and earning, always loyal to the teams he's on, and easy to deal with. He's one of the most underrated users in this draft and will be a dependable user for NOLA again.
I'm not sure if it was mentioned or if they wanted it mentioned, but Juosu is the one that wrote that. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not familiar with this player, actually.
Me neither. I'm guessing that's why they
like you said, underrated. Yeah, underrated. Under the radar.
All I know about Toivo is he's been around since like season 3 or something.
Wow.
Real old school.
Yeah, speaking of old school, CK knew a little bit about Toivo. And
of course he did.
I had a fun little. Of course he did. Old. That's the weapon.
They fought in World War II together, right?
Jeez. Oh Lord. Anyway, it's a good pick. It's a very good pick. Third round. Steal.
There we go. Colorado is on the clock.
All right, with the 34th overall pick in the SFL draft, the Colorado select kicker punter Dorfus Jimbo Jr. User Scorp X Cracker. Norfolk US. Scorp was my first general manager in simulation sports all the way back in season 21, and he's a big part of why I love them as much as I do. The spirit Scorp brings to the locker room is irreplaceable and irreplicable. I can't talk. Irreplicable. All right. Although not as violent as in the past, given Lux Opal's aggression stats, we're hoping to see him suit up in yellow for us soon. Either way, more time with Scorp is more time well spent.
Junior is interesting.
Junior. I'm getting a lot of kicker punters on my picks tonight.
I think they have a naming convention already in place for juniors. I think they just start using Roman numerals.
Get out of here with that logic. Stop that.
Yeah.
God.
More J's, the better.
Hey, man. I guess the Yeeti need a kicker for all the extra points they're going to score. They're never going to punt. Just yeet that boy.
Yep. All right, Russ, you're back on the clock. You and your kitties.
Yes, I am. The Saber Cats, if you will.
Sure.
At pick 35. Select a cornerback, Jonathan Altidore, Rollins 123 or R.A. Lambs, not really sure.
Get to know your players. Come on.
I will, because I drafted them. Had a good talk here. He actually plays football, or is getting ready to in college, and he thinks he should have some time, enough time to dedicate to the league, and also he's gonna have an easy in for, conversation pieces, talking about learning football and things like that with us. So this seemed like a really simple pick for us. He's had a player before, I think also named Jonathan Altidore way back in the day. I think it was a safety. So he's keeping it to positions he knows. He plays cornerback and a little bit of safety in real life. So we're really excited to get him in here and see if he can get earning and get into our secondary and help us out.
Very cool. Next up are Pat and Cody's Liberty again.
With the 36th overall pick, the Philadelphia Liberties select linebacker, so much jazz. User, so much jazz. So much jazz is someone that Cody and I know pretty well. He's actually my brother. He's still getting used to the league, kind of learning how things, work around here. But we are hoping that drafting him to Philadelphia to hang out with us will kind of keep him engaged and kind of, light that fire for the ISFL within him. So, kind of made sense for us to pick him here. Also, if you've not seen Broad City, watch it because that's a great render he has there for Bevers. But so much jazz. Welcome to Philadelphia.
Yep, we got an older, cooler, better looking Pat. I'm very excited.
That's tough.
I can't deny any of those things.
Very cool that your brother got to play for the same team. Love to see that. And next up we have Austin.
With the 37th overall pick, the Austin Copperhead select linebacker Ryland Bunnell. Mr. Ryland B, Kansas City Coyotes. With our third round pick, we smartened up and took Ryland B. Ryan has gotten involved in the league, participated in the ISFL Town and Salem games, and joined the Kansas City War Room. His TB looks lower than actually since his update was missed last time. But regardless, we're excited to add him as a feature member of our linebacker group.
I was surprised to see Ryland go this far down the board. He's super helpful in the Kansas City War Room. Very excited about the league. So this is so far this might be the best steal.
Yeah, we really liked him in the third. Except if Pat's brother wasn't there, we definitely would have gotten Ryland
right
there. We were kind of hoping he might slide later in third and we could pick up a couple linebackers. But good pick for Austin. Congrats to them.
Absolutely. And next up, the Berlin Fire Salamanders are back.
That's me.
Yep.
Yes, at pick 38, the Fire Salamanders select a receiver, Addison Bond, user Addison. Addison didn't get a chance to respond to their scouting question, but they noticed they had checked on the site the day that they were picking and talked to some users from the league to get some insight, and they had some great things to say about Addison. So they know that Addison is active in multiple leagues and hope that they can help out here in the near future. I had some positive interactions with Addison as well. So I think it's a little surprising they didn't get to have a scouting conversation, but I'm sure once they see they were drafted and they reach out to the team, they should pick on pretty quickly.
Yep, hopefully. So I know whenever I saw Addison in the draft class, I was terrified that it was my fiance who spells her name the exact same way.
True. I wouldn't be terrified.
Your fiance's name is Bond?
Bond. Addison Bond, yes. Next up, we have Austin again.
Back to Austin Copperheads with the 39th pick. They select fullback, the incredible Bulk, user Upper Net. After trading for this pick from the Outlaws, there was one man we were looking for. Net has been a big part of Austin on both of his players, and we hope to continue that with a third. He's a great presence in the locker room, and we're excited to slot him into our offense. Yeah, it's always nice if you can trade back and still get someone you want.
Mm-hmm.
So good
I was happy to see Net go back to Austin. Net is also one of the best game night users in the entire league. So
Net is the greatest artist in the history of Scriblio.
Sure.
And also Gartic Phone.
Sure. Yep.
We
can let the people believe that.
He runs some sick routes in Gridiron and also locks you down on defense. He is the clamp.
I'm pretty sure all he does in Gridiron is disconnect, but
it works, okay? Okay. Don't question it.
Next
hold on.
Well,
no, wait. This is important. No, it's not, but it is.
What?
I have a scouting note that I need to read for all of you.
Okay.
Because he says, I asked him what the best thing about the incredible Bulk was, and he said his charming personality. I asked him if he was big, and he said extremely big. Are his arms bigger than his legs? He said that would be impossible. Bulk have legs the size of a fully grown mammoth. So
wow,
I thought that was important.
I gotta say, I was kind of disappointed not to see a Tony Mandarich render, but it is what
Matt
it is.
probably doesn't know who Tony Mandarich is.
Well, now I'm old.
Yeah, I was might be dating yourself with that one.
Oh well.
All right, the Hahalua are on the clock.
And I'm going to read their pick.
Okay.
I'm running just 8,000 different things. Yes. So at 40, Honolulu selects one of the best names, I think, in the draft, probably followed by the Incredible Bulk, to be honest. A tight end. They selected Waluigi Gronkowski, user Ricky Martin, IRL. There hasn't been confirmation whether or not this is actually Ricky Martin, but we'll maybe find out. Their notes say, Waluigi is one of the most feared characters in Mario Kart. When we saw he was available, we knew we had to select him to make him official team driver. We hope his aggressiveness on the road also translates to his play on the field. I've had some really fun interactions with him, with this user, and he actually he helped me file my taxes. So that was I definitely had a consideration for taking him in the later round here, but didn't work out that way.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he's a fun person in Dallas, and when I scouted him for Dallas for the DSFL draft, his first response was sending me a video that was literally just Waluigi dancing for 10 minutes straight, and that was it. That was all I did.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, Waluigi's my main in Mario Party, so and any of the Mario sports stuff. Pat can attest to that. Waluigi's my guy. Super Mario Strikers, I'm in.
Nice. All right. Next up, we have
This
the
one
Silverbacks.
Is also me. You didn't think
hey,
I knew that.
You're on top.
You didn't
of
think
it.
I knew that. They didn't even write the pick on here. They just wrote what pick it was in the round. So it was extra spicy for me to know this. And they have selected a wide receiver. We did have a lot of wide receivers in this draft. Shinichi Kudo, user Sneaky Shadow 71. And their notes say, in this draft, we were hoping to find a wide receiver who could eventually serve as another target for Malcolm Savage. Shadow is someone who we feel has a very solid potential in this league, and we hope we can help him improve and become a very good player in the league. And fair enough. I think they could. Yep. New York's got the GMs to help them.
One of them.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. We'll let them decide which one we're talking about, but I think they know.
Yeah, they do. That's a good point. But one of them is enough, I think. Just keep them away from the other.
Yep, agreed. All right.
Good pick, though.
Pat and Cody are back on the clock.
With the 42nd overall pick in the draft, the Philadelphia Liberties select safety, Kaiser Washington, user KW1. So KW is a user that I've gotten to know pretty well from my time in Tijuana. He's always showing up to hype the team during game days. He's super friendly, wants to learn more about the league. And down there, I think he created as a quarterback originally and decided to try out a different position. And Kotas has been using him as a box safety a bit, kind of like linebacker, strong safety, all over the place. Kind of, Swiss Army knife safety down there. And he's really loved doing that. And looking at our roster, safety is a position we're going to need pretty soon here. So we're hoping that, coming to the ISFL, that we can get him catching on and being more active and earning and have ourselves a future star. So KW, welcome to Philadelphia.
We need safety. We draft safety.
What great
Safety
GMs.
good.
Safety good.
All right.
CK love safety.
CK old.
All right.
Colorado, back up.
Yes, with the 43rd overall pick, the Colorado Yeti select linebacker Sam Azha. That's user Azha59. Hope I'm saying that right. I'm going to steal another steel card to use here, given the fact that we were given a trade offer for them shortly after selection. In scouting, they seem like a perfectly pleasant person, and after asking around, all references to them received were positive. Combined with the lovely linebacker position, they are a superstar selection to start the 4th.
We tried to throw a bunch of picks at this to trade up and get her, but it didn't end up working out because Colorado did know that it's a fantastic user. They kind of came on, I think, later in the process.
Yeah, I
They
think
had
they
taken
were busy.
a break. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're I think in 6 or 7 sim leagues. So
They were on a trip during our scouting conversation, so it was
there's
spotty.
definitely some going on there, but yeah, this is the vibes are fantastic. So they've got a
Absolutely.
great locker room presence. I think eventually she'll figure it out and start getting that TPE up too. Going to be a solid user.
Yep. Hopefully we see it happen. Orange County is back on the clock.
With the 44th overall pick, the Orange County Otters select safety Philip King, user Phil. I'm not sure. I think Phil may have gone inactive here, but hopefully saying his name a couple of times will kind of put the energy out there and make him want to come back.
Phil.
Phil.
Hopefully.
Congratulations on being drafted, Phil.
Yes.
Yep, congrats. The Hawks are up next.
With the 45th pick in the SFL Draft, the Baltimore Hawks select offensive lineman Longrod von Hugendong. User Duke Marriott.
Duke.
To grab a user like Duke here, 45 is huge. We just hope that'll find the love for the game again, and even if he doesn't, we still want him to be a part of our locker room and our family. Who knows? Maybe he'll even enjoy it.
You got to have
Maybe.
two. You got to have two fun.
Like I said, once you get to this part of the draft, it's kind of guys you're hoping stay active and hang around. So
you got to have two fun player names for Baltimore.
Yeah,
true.
I know that Cody ugly cried when this pick was made. 2 picks before we were on the clock. So
that's fair.
Next up is Yellowknife.
With the 46th overall pick, the Yellowknife Wraiths select linebacker Jack McPherson, user Wildfire Micro. Now this to say, I know Wildfire from our time together in the SHL and had a great scouting conversation with him. We were surprised that he was still on the board here, and so since our only inactive player on defense is our middle linebacker, we were quick to take Jack. I know that his positive attitude will be a great addition in the Wraiths locker room. Wildfire is someone I think everyone here knows and has spent time with, spent a locker room with, or shared a locker room with.
Mm-hmm.
One of his former players was in Philadelphia for a long time.
Yep, Chicago
and just in Chicago. If you are looking for a positive locker room active person, Wildfire is I don't know if you could do much better than that.
Mm-hmm.
So this might be honestly the steal of the draft here for Yellowknife.
Very well.
So congratulations.
And the new Batman render is nice.
I see.
Agreed. All right, next up are my Butchers. And with pick 47, we're going to select linebacker Glenn Stockton. At this point, we're kind of sorting through inactives, and the DSFL GMs in our war room said that Dutch was super active at one point before slowing down, so they've seen the potential. If you want to come back, you have a home in Chicago.
Dutch, like Dom, is from the fantasy football Discord.
That's what the FF means.
Yeah.
Got it.
I think that they'll probably pick it back up, so I think this could be a great pick too.
I would love it if they did. Let's move on to Austin at pick 48.
At the 48th overall pick, the Austin Conference select safety. I'm not sure it's Timo or Timo Gamble. With our last pick, we selected Timo. Timo's a guy who started off well, but he has dropped off lately. We hope that he sees this so we can get back to him in the league. And on to Austin one day. Yeah. Another one of those ones where you start getting kind of on these lower guys and just hope they stay active and get him come back and contributor to your team.
Agreed. Let's see which inactive Russ picked.
Well, we probably picked the most controversial one. So at 49, we chose defensive tackle Patty Pumpernickel, user Kelsbells. As far as we know, married to a user that is no longer in the league. And at the very least, we see it as like a bot we can use on our defensive line to fill out until we can get another person.
We were going to do the same thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, this far into the draft, it's like somebody's going to end up with the body on the roster. So, might as well be us. So, we're going to maybe, I mean, it's entirely possible that Kels comes back to the league, isn't that user, and everything's fine. But
absolutely,
we don't know.
It's possible.
It is. And what else is possible is New York picking at 50.
Maybe.
I think that one is possible. And they, in fact, selected a user that everyone knows.
Oh, God.
Defensive tackle, Daddy Ed.
Hearing that name makes me want to throw up.
Big Ed. Oh, boy. Ed is someone who is very well known in sim leagues and has fallen a lot due to the fact that he has not done much. However, due to his activity on Discord and his previous player being a future Hall of Famer, we are hoping we can turn him back into the superstar that his last player was.
Man has 50 TPE, posted a screenshot of a Google Sheet for media
to count as active,
and
did literally the minimum,
and also was ranked #1 in the Gen Chat server in Me6 rank last season.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but Ed could be an asset to the league and to New York. So only time will tell.
To be honest, if Ed gets to like 200 TPE, his player's probably just going to win every award because that's just what he does.
True. It's probably why he's not putting forth any effort. His last player is a Hall of Famer.
He just wants to see
any
what
dang TPE either.
Wants to see what's going to happen with 50 TPE.
Sin blessed.
Yeah. Ed been blessed.
All right. Hopefully he doesn't need help with homework tonight like he usually does because I'm a bit busy.
And drunk.
No, not tonight. Not yet.
Fair.
It's because I only brought one beer in here with me, unfortunately.
Ew.
Didn't plan ahead. Anyway, New Orleans is on the clock.
All right, with the 51st pick in the SFL draft, the New Orleans second line select cornerback Richard Skins. I'm sure he goes by Richard all the time. That's user dab.exe. Dogs. I have no notes from New Orleans here, so I'm not sure if anyone has anything to say about Dab, if they scouted them.
Dab is inactive.
All right.
These are great notes. These are notes. Please come back.
Please
enjoy the league.
Yeah, we're joking, but it'd be awesome if you came back. Next up is the Sailfish, who I'm reading for, and at 52, they're going to select safety Daniel Sturgeon, another fish name. User Insurgent. I'm sure that had nothing to do with their pick. Let's see what they said. ABH says, with not many choices still left on the board, we were super excited to see a fish there, just waiting for us to draft. Shocker. With Sturgeon, we really think we found a diamond in the rough. Daniel Sturgeon, we can't wait to welcome you to the team and help you to carry on a legacy of Hall of Fame Sarasota safeties.
I hope they can reel him into the locker room.
Hey, got one in there. He got one in there.
Step in those later rounds to get him in.
Yeah,
got him.
All right, the Outlaws are up next.
With the 53rd pick in the draft, the Arizona Outlaws select cornerback Jace Higgins. This is user Sen, and Sim had this to say. Sen is someone I have seen around and worked a bit with in PBE, as they are actually a GM there. They're a great user over there, and so while a late pick in the draft, I'm still at least keen to get to know them some more and make another friend. So Sen, if you're watching, if you're still around, want to have you come back and hang out with Arizona and the nice people over there, and I guess Simo too. But welcome to the team.
It's a bit confusing since Russ has a player on his team named JC Higgins.
That's why we couldn't draft him.
Yeah, makes sense.
We couldn't do it. There's maybe too much confusion for CK.
Maybe the G, the 1G is
it's 1E, 1G.
Maybe it's Higgins, not Higgins, like a soft G.
It's Jace Higgins instead of JC Higgins. Yes, that must
clearly
be
high gins, guys.
Russ,
no, that's what I'm drinking.
Russ, you said that that CK has trouble with names. If I remember from our time GMing together in Minnesota, that was your problem.
No, that's Discord names. This is a roster name. Totally different.
You thought Painted was 3 different people.
Well, it's because he was. He had 3 different names. He was a bad boy and still is.
All right.
He knows better.
Next up are the Fire Salamanders.
Yeah, okay. You're going to talk to me like that. Yes, Berlin has chosen an offensive lineman, Alexander Moore, user Crazy Key Young. And they said they're interactive, but they really hope they come back to Berlin, and hopefully soon, because they need some help on the line. So that's all we can hope for here.
Absolutely.
Watch the stream, get excited, come on back.
Hopefully.
Heck yeah.
That's the goal.
And this is me again.
Yep, Honolulu.
Honolulu picks at 55, and they chose a running back, Spencer Rasmus, user JPC8237. They said, unfortunately, they had to go IA due to school. You know, real life stuff comes first, so completely understand. Maybe they can come back and find some time that works better for them. So hopefully they can maybe work it into their schedule.
Yep, hopefully so. Next up is me again and the Butchers, and we're going to take linebacker Tampa Hawthorne, user MV Might Imwall or MVM Itemwall. They were the last person on the board that responded to my scouting DM. Unfortunately, they said that they had to take some time off due to IRL time constraints, but are hoping to come back someday. No idea when, but when they do come back, the Butchers will welcome them with open arms. Hope you're doing all right. Next up, what?
I was going to sing. I'm not going to do it.
Okay, good.
Oh,
good
no,
choice.
no. Do it.
Okay.
With arms wide open.
Hey,
Oh my God.
there we
why
go.
did I get up there?
All
All
right.
right, with the 57th pick, the Colorado Yeti select safety inactive player, user nameless Nate. Our scouting notes on him summed up as a nice guy, and Nate's cool. With one of our GMs having hung with him in a separate league server made him the obvious choice at this point. His name might scare off some, but even as an inactive, he is still a nice player.
Shocker that inactive player is inactive.
It do be like that sometimes.
Hey, Philadelphia has an inactive guy, Wuma, great guy.
True.
Yeah, we got inactive over there.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is Oko.
All right. At 58, Orange County selects safety Adam Graves, user Iron Shadow 213. Since we're at this point in the draft, we're almost over. I'm going to dip into my DSFL scouting real quick, and tell you that Iron Shadow, really nice, great dude that I talked to, loves Dungeons and Dragons. I know he's in the military, so probably has had some time constraints there with the league. So if he comes back, welcome to Orange County. And Orange County, if you're listening, maybe play some Dungeons and Dragons, get him interested back in the league.
Could be a good plan. I believe Greg plays. Maybe Greg can come back and do a little D&D. Next up are the Hawks again.
With the 59th pick, the Baltimore Hawks select running back Edward Coates, user Edward Coates. Edward is someone I picked up in my last draft in Bondi Beach, so I knew how to reach him and showed him a bit of stuff at the beginning of his career. We just hopes that he finds the love for the game again and that'll join our locker room. We'd love to bring you back to the SFL, so if you see this, you're more than welcome back in Baltimore.
All
Come on
right.
back now.
Second to last pick, Yellowknife is on the clock.
Yellowknife with the 60th overall pick selects cornerback Rocky Franklin Jr., user Rockinator. Unfortunately, Rocky has not responded to our scouting messages, but we hope we can get a hold of him and see if he's still interested in the league. And that's what it's all about at this point in the draft. So,
Yep.
Rocco, if you're out there, come on back.
4 picks. Solid season for 76 TPE.
Heck yeah.
All right. And with the last pick in the draft, Pat and Cody are
With
back on the clock.
We debated this pick a lot.
It was
It went back and forth. It was a battle.
But with the 61st pick, Philadelphia has selected cornerback Musa Sai. User is Nobody69.
Nice.
Nobody, if you're out there, we'd love to have you come see what's up in Philadelphia and see if you want to stick around the league.
Yep, for sure.
Would be awesome. All right. And like we said, that was the last pick of the draft. Everybody remember that it doesn't matter what pick you were drafted at. It matters what you do after the draft. So thank you to my co-hosts for joining me. You guys did awesome.
Can't believe you didn't just go into the story about how you were picked so late and became so amazing.
I never say I'm amazing. I always
do that.
I always say, look at me now, messing up the draft stream.
Yeah, perfect.
4th round boy here. Yeah, look at me now.
Hey.
Making terrible puns on draft streams. Congratulations to all the
congrats everyone.
who were drafted.
Enjoy your careers and have fun
also,
in your new locker rooms.
Quick shout out to the events team for the great renders and great graphics for tonight.
For sure.
Absolutely. Good job, guys. And thank you, Infinite, as always, for putting together the slideshow.
True.
All right.
Go Burr.
I think that's about it. Everyone have a good night or morning or afternoon, wherever you are. Stay safe. See you guys.